What if I told you the most valuable substance on Earth wasn't gold, it wasn't oil, and it wasn't diamonds? It was crap. For decades, empires fought wars, built cities, and minted millionaires all off the back of bird droppings. This is the story of how the world went crazy for white gold. It's called guano. That is bird poop, and to a 19th century farmer, it was a miracle. For millions of years, seabirds on isolated islands ate fish and left behind mountains of nitrogen and phosphorus. This wasn't just waste, it was the world's most potent fertilizer. In an age before chemical labs, this bird poop was the only way to save a starving world from failing crops. The demand was so violent that the U.S. Congress passed the Guano Islands Act of 1856. It basically said if you find an island with bird poop on it and no one is there, it belongs to America. But no one did it like Nauru. Nauru is the third smallest country after Vatican City and Monaco. Located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it is incredibly isolated. The nearest island is 300 kilometers away, and it's 4,000 kilometers from Australia. It's so remote that food supplies can take months to arrive. For millions of years, migrating birds used Nauru as a resting stop. Their waste accumulated over eons, eventually fossilizing into massive deposits of phosphorus and nitrate, essential elements for fertilizers. While the local inhabitants lived unaware of the treasure beneath their feet, a British ship, the Snow Hunter, passed by in 1798. Captain John Fern called it Pleasant Island, a name that would soon be overshadowed by colonial greed. By 1901, mining began. Germany, Britain, and Australia eventually carved up the island's resources. During WW2, Japan occupied the island, enslaving much of the population. By the end of the war, fewer than 600 Nauruans remained. Nauru gained independence in 1968 and took control of its mines. By 1975, the country's trust was valued at 1 billion Australian dollars. Per capita, it was the second richest nation after Saudi Arabia. There were no taxes, and education and healthcare were free. However, the wealth led to extreme extravagance. The government bought luxury cruise ships, aircraft, and hotels abroad. Citizens bought sports cars they couldn't even drive fast on the tiny island. One police chief even bought a Lamborghini. The wealth didn't last. The phosphate reserves began to run out, exports dropped, and the economy crashed. Money was spent like toilet paper. Nauru tried to sue Australia, New Zealand, and Britain for the environmental damage caused by mining.